how do you just kind of reconcile it? How do you make sense of it so it doesn't kind of weigh you down, drive you crazy?
Yeah. Obviously not the year that we hoped for coming in, but learned a lot for sure. A lot of lessons came out of it. For me, I'm just thankful to have been able to make it through another season, to be healthy, to find who I am again on the court after missing most of my second year. So, those are the positives that I'm taking away from a tough situation like this, and I'm really looking forward to what's to come.
Are you able to, I know it's been so fresh, are you able to pinpoint what went wrong, or is it, when you have a season like this, it's maybe several different things that went wrong?
I've put thought to it before. It's hard to say, but a lot went wrong, and so it was on us to try to adjust and, find ways to start winning games, and we just had a tough time throughout the year. So, like I said, there's a lot to learn from, a lot of experience for, a young team. We got a lot of experience this year, and I think we'll all be better for it.
Going into the offseason, especially coming out the season where you were healthy pretty much all the way through, I guess, how does your focus kind of shift from that season where it was a lot of rehab? Like, you anticipate now being able to do a lot more skill work. Kind of, how do you map out your offseason right now?
Yeah. You're right. Now I could get straight into it. I don't have to, try to ramp up from walking to a jog to running like last year. To be able to start the year strong, start the offseason strong is big for me. I want to, continue to stay in shape and stay strong, especially through these playoffs. Work out hard. Maybe like around the finals, I'll take a little bit more time off, and then after that, start to ramp up again for the season. But got a lot of time to, really put myself in a good spot.
You guys have talked about going through these struggles and how it might make future success for you. Do you see it still as maybe a productive thing, or are you maybe a little bit worried that it might become ingrained, or I guess how do you see the struggles in terms of how they might affect your future?
I wouldn't say they were productive in any ways other than, making us a little more resilient, a little bit tougher minded. What we went through this season is not for the weak, for sure. It's hard. It's hard winning games, but we definitely see how hard it is to lose many games as we did. So, it's a challenge for us, and I think we all are excited to take on this challenge of finding our way out of this hole that we dug. And we're gonna do it together. We're gonna not hide from it. We're just gonna keep chopping wood, carrying water.
Just from the way the season panned out, are there any positives that you're able to pull away from it, if any?
Yeah, I think one, being blessed to, have completed another NBA season. For me, playing 62 games, coming out of, major surgery, coming out of the surgery, not knowing, if I'd be able to get back to myself. And, after the season, now I feel like I was able to do that. I feel great about that. And just for, this young core, the fact that we have an experience like we just had together, I think we're all hungrier and more determined to change that narrative about each other. So, I think those are all positives and things that we can use to our advantage.
And as you go into your off-season program, has there been any aspects of your game that you thought about you want to intentionally go in and improve upon?
Yeah, definitely my ball handling, my conditioning, for sure. I say those are like my two top priorities, but obviously my jump shot, my mid-range game, finishing at the rim, all these things are going to get worked on for sure. But my conditioning, my handling, I think are my two top things that I focus on.
Cade, the record since you've been here the last 3 years has been what it is, and I know it was important to you to go #1 to kind of prove that you could lead a franchise back and stuff like that. I think you're eligible for an extension this summer. Like, have you thought about that at all, and the hope still to stay here and continue to build that?
You asked if I thought about my extension. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. I've definitely had that on my mind, but at the same time, though, I've been making sure that I don't get ahead of myself. If I wasn't, if I got in a car crash and I wasn't able to play anymore, you know what I mean? Those type of things don't happen. So I'm just taking it one day at a time and, staying in the moment. And when that gets here, it'll get here. Lord willing, it does. But for me, I mean, just focusing on next season and how I could help improve the team, how I could improve my game, how I could bring more to the table is everything for me. And so that's where my mind is at, and that's what I'm working towards.
In what ways do you think you've kind of grown in terms of basketball as well as leader of this team?
I mean, as the season went on, I feel like my body started feeling better and better. I feel like I was getting my legs under me more. Obviously, I had, like my knee was kind of fluctuating. I had, like I said, good days and bad days, but I feel like my body started really feeling better and better. And my game, I was turning the ball over like crazy to start the year. I feel like I settled that down a little bit. My shot, I feel like, I got it back to a good point. But all of these things, man, it's just about consistency and you're only as good as your last game. So I'm excited about this summer. I really am. Excited about being able to get back in the gym and sharpen all my tools.
What do you feel like you learned about your teammates this season and just the day-to-day adversity everybody had to deal with?
Yeah. Man, I learned a lot about really everybody that's been here. You really see what you really see what your teammates are made out of. You see what everybody's made out of, coaches, support staff, everybody. So I feel like the fact that, we were able to come back each day and, some of the craziest times probably any team has seen in the NBA. The fact we were able to come back and work hard, still put smiles on our face and be optimistic about next game, next day, whatever it is. That really helped us get through the season. I feel like if we had quit, the season might still be going on right now. But I'm just thankful for everybody sticking to it. We didn't have anybody quit on us or any of that, which I feel like you would see that more so with a lot of teams, but we got a lot of guys that stuck with it, and we fought it out.
Anything you learned about yourself as far as adversity?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the same. I've had adversity in my life, but nothing like this in basketball. So, I've been blessed in basketball for all my life. Winning games, accolades, whatever. But this is really the NBA. Since I got into the NBA, it's humbled me as far as knowing how much it takes to succeed. And so I'm learning more and more about myself every day. But I love where I'm at. I love what I do, and I'm excited to change the narrative about not being able to win games.
Just kind of going out there, when you think about the future of the Detroit Pistons, where does the optimism, the vision, the excitement compare to maybe where it was when that photo was taken right after you were drafted?
good photo, man. Man, I mean, my optimism is probably higher, honestly. It might seem like cap, but it's really not, man. I didn't know what I was getting into at that time. I was confident, but I was also like really nervous about, what was to come because I just didn't know. I was kind of going into the unknown. I know the NBA now. I know what players are out there. I know what I'm gonna see. I'm confident about who I am on the basketball court. I'm confident about who my teammates are. So for me, I mean, I'm more optimistic than ever, and just being able to have a better year next year than this one, and continuing to build towards my goals.
Okay, kind of with that, you third year in the league now, your status on the team. If the powers that be came to you and asked for your input on what they think should change, do you feel comfortable in that position just to try to look and see what you feel is best to help improve the team?
You're saying when they ask about
If they ask about just input on like to help improve the team this
Right.
summer or whatever, do you feel like comfortable in your position to do that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm very comfortable and confident with how I see the game, with how I see the players and all of that. I feel like I have a great feel for what guys are made out of once I play against them. So, I mean, I'm very comfortable, and if I'm asked, I'll give an answer every time, for sure. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.